Okay, so what is the square root of 25? 5. On 40, though, we can't find a square root of 40. So what we have to do is what's called simplify it. So there's 2 ways to do it. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. I don't care which way you do. So the first way is what you're having a hard time seeing. Is that why you're doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Close your Chromebook, please.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Chromebook should not.
Yeah, we don't have it. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. So we're looking at a perfect squares. If you go on to a class after this, this is often what they'll do is perfect squares. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4. What's 3 squared? 9. 4 squared? 16. 5 squared? 25. 6 squared? 36. 7. 8. 64, 9, 81, and 10, 100. So you would need to know what those perfect squares are, and so then you're going to find your largest perfect square that goes into a number. So we're looking at square root of 40. So what's the largest perfect square that goes into 40? JJ knows. Anybody else?
I know it. Wait, what'd you say?
What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 40? Yusuf.
66. 36.
36. So I think you're thinking of the perfect square that's closest to that. We want to know that goes into 40, that divides into it.
Oh, 4 and 10. Right?
Yeah, so 4. So 4 would be the largest one. So that's okay. 4, I appreciate your effort. 4 times 10. So when we have 4 times 10, since it's a multiplication, we can rewrite it as square root 4 times square root 10. Well, what's the square root of 4? 2. So it's 2 square root 10. Okay, so now you can use that way, or there's another way. So we're going to do on the next one, we're going to do it using a factor tree. What's a number that goes into 150?
25 and 6.
I'm going to do 10 and 15, but 25 and 6 also works. Doesn't matter what numbers you pick. So this would be 5 and 3, because we keep going down until we get prime numbers and we have a factor tree. So prime numbers are numbers that only 1 and itself goes into. So only 1 and 5 goes into 5. So what goes into 10? 2 and 5. So this would be the same as the square root of 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. Okay, and so are there any pairs inside there?
5.
There are 5s. So you have a pair of 5s. Well, 5 times 5 is 25, right? What's the square root of 25? 5. So on the front we put 5, and on the inside it's 2 times 3 or 6. Again, I don't care what method you use. Use whichever one you want. So on this one, there's kind of a silly way to remember it. So this is like a square root jail. And the only way to escape the square root jail is if you're a twin. So since the 5 are twins, the 5s can escape. And what happens is one escapes, see the one came out, and then the other one dies, helping his twin escape. So that's why one of the 5s went away and one of the 5s is on the outside.
Or the other one just like the other one's.
Yeah. Okay, so let's use that method for 108. What's a number that goes into 108? And again, it doesn't matter what numbers you pick, just as long as you don't make a multiplication error. So what's the numbers that go into 9? 3, 12, 4 and 3, and then we still have 1. 4 is 2 and 2. So this would be the square root of 2 2s and 1, 2. Hold on, hang on, just a little bit longer, guys. So do we have any pairs?
Yeah, 2,
Yeah,
3.
we have a pair of 2s and a pair of 3s.
Yeah.
So a 2 goes on the outside and a 3.
Oh, so it's kind of gaps. Both the twins dead though.
Yep, that's right. So then this would be 6 square root of 3.
Can we just like not do this?
Okay, I'm not gonna do 7. I'm gonna do 8. So if we've got a number on the outside, what does that mean we're doing with that? What operation is that? Multiplication, yeah. So we're going to look at 18. What's the number that goes into 18? 9 and 2. What goes into 9? 3 and 3. So this would be negative 8. Square root of 2 times 3 times 3. Any pairs?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a pair of 3s. So negative 8 times, what do we do on the outside?
Multiply by 3.
That's right, times by 3. Keep the 2 in there, doesn't have a twin, so it's negative 24 square root 2. So I want you to do number 8 on your own.
You put 200.
Oh, 40 and 10. Yeah. That is not a square root. It has to be square root. Oh my god. Yeah, I got so what do you do? Ow!
No, it went. I tried to remember, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, of course it is. Elijah, you dead?
So fucked up.
Are you good? You good? Not good, John? No? I don't know. I would be 8, so you use this. I'd say so. Times 4. There we go.
How do you do this, Dylan?
You got 7. No, it's 10 and then the square root 2. Negative 17. Break down the 225. Break that 25 down to 5. Break that 8 down to 2. Break that 4 down into 2. Hey, what'd you get?
72.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean?
2 10s,
And then you saw the negative 7.
yeah.
Let them know.
Watch how we do it right. You have like that.
Next one, what else do you
Yeah, well, that's when you
Costello? What a zip and lock you put in your pocket. It really is. It's a random number too. I don't know what it is. Probably something from Indiana. No, it's not. They do not watch it. It's the Army.
They do not want it.
Oh, well, you're wrong. Yes, you're wrong. Stella confirmed. Oh, looks like I know how to do it now. So. Oh, I forgot the whole Actually, I did it right.
Okay, let me show you something real quick on this problem. It's not going to change your answer. But notice, once we got to this 100, if you did, we get 10 times 10.
You just leave it there.
Yes, we just want to keep that because that's what we want. We want pairs. So even though you go down further, make it easier on yourself. So if you have a pair of them, now you can bring that 10 out, negative 7 times 10, square root 2, or negative 70. Square root 2.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so 2 more. I'm going to do 2 more. A little bit more complicated.
No darn things.
Okay, so if we have 48r squared, what goes into 48?
6 and 8.
6 and 8.
Oh my, there's a variable.
3 times 2. 2 times 4, 2 and 2.
Okay, so then you can mix with both pairs.
So now, when we go to simplify it, thanks, just hold on a little longer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 2s, and a 3. And then how many r's do we have?
2.
2.
So
So
2.
r squared means it's r times r. Does that make sense? So now we get our pairs. We have a pair of 2s. What else?
Another pair too.
Another pair of 2s. Anything else?
Oh, the R's. The R's
Another
look
pair
the
and a
same.
pair of r's. So we have 2 times 2 times r times square root 3 or 4r square root.
Wait, why is it 16 on the outside instead of 4?
If you send it to me.
Because the 2 2's, should they both go out and then multiply and then multiply?
Not both of them. What's the square root of 4?
2.
2. So that's where that comes from.
Okay.
You got it now? Kind of still a little in the middle, but I kind of get the gist.
The same thing with the square root of 4 is 2. That's where it comes from. I'm glad you asked if you had a question. Okay, we're going to do one more. Let's go ahead and do number 11. So what goes into 27? 3 and 9. Hang on just a little bit longer.
3 and 3.
3 and 3. So this would be negative 4 square root. 3 times 3 times 3. And how many v's?
5.
Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do we have pairs of?
The 3 and B's and B's.
And another pair of v's. So this is negative 4 times 3 v squared, square root 3v, and negative 12 v squared, square root 3v.
Well, got it right.